Somewhere inside your body, right now, one single cell is making a mistake it has made 1,000 times before.
Almost every single time, your body catches it, fixes it, or kills that cell without you ever knowing.
But every so often, one cell slips through every single safeguard your body has built over millions of years. This is the story of that one cell. How it happens, why it takes so long, and why your body almost always wins anyway. Not through fear, through the actual biology, one step at a time. In language you don't need a medical degree to follow. By the end, cancer will stop being a mystery. It will just be a process, and processes can be understood. Let's start with the cell before anything goes wrong, because the story only makes sense if you understand the citizen before the crime.
A normal cell in your body is not just sitting there. It is following instructions, constantly, from a manual it carries inside itself.
That manual is your DNA, and every cell carries the same complete copy, roughly 3 billion letters long. Most of that manual stays closed. A cell only reads the pages relevant to its specific job, like a factory worker following one instruction sheet, not the whole company handbook. One of the most important instructions in that manual is simple. Divide only when told to. Stop when told to. Die when it's time.
Your body has genes whose entire job is enforcing that instruction. Scientists call them tumor suppressor genes, and they act like brakes and security guards combined.
One of the most important of these is a gene called P53. It has earned a nickname among scientists, the guardian of the genome.
Every time a cell is about to divide, P53 checks the copied DNA for errors, like a proofreader checking every single page before it goes to print.
If it finds a small mistake, it pauses the cell and repairs it. If the damage is too severe, it orders the cell to destroy itself completely. This self-destruction has a name too, apoptosis, a clean, controlled cell death, with zero damage to the tissue around it. This is happening inside you, millions of times a day, quietly, successfully. You will never feel a single one of these events. So here is the real question this video is actually about. What has to go wrong for this extraordinary safety system to actually fail? The answer is not one mistake. That is the part almost everyone gets wrong about cancer. A single mutation, on its own, is almost never enough. Your cell has too many backup systems for one typo to bring the whole thing down. Cancer requires several separate failures, stacking on top of each other, inside the very same cell, over time. Think of it less like a single broken lock, and more like a building with 5 separate security doors, all needing to fail, one after another. So let's walk through those doors, one at a time, starting with the very first mutation that sets this whole story in motion. Mutations happen constantly. Every time a cell copies its 3 billion letters of DNA, a small number of copying errors are essentially guaranteed. Sunlight, cigarette smoke, certain viruses, and simple bad luck during copying can all introduce these errors into your DNA.
Most of these errors land in unimportant sections of the manual. Nothing happens. The cell functions exactly as normal.
But every now and then, purely by chance, an error lands directly inside a gene that controls cell division itself. This is the moment the story actually begins. Not with a dramatic event, with a quiet, invisible copying mistake. There are 2 types of genes this mistake can hit, and understanding the difference explains almost everything that follows.
The first type are called proto-oncogenes. Think of them as your cell's accelerator pedal, telling it when to grow and divide.
A mutation here doesn't remove the pedal, it jams it down. The gene becomes an oncogene, a permanently activated growth signal. The second type are the tumor suppressor genes we already met. Think of them as the brakes. A mutation here doesn't add anything new. It simply disables the brake. The safety check that used to catch errors quietly stops working. Here is the twist most people never learn. One damaged brake is usually still fine because you have a second backup copy of every gene. You inherit 2 copies of almost every gene, one from each parent. Losing 1 copy of a tumor suppressor rarely causes a problem on its own.
This is exactly why cancer typically takes years, sometimes decades, to develop. The second copy has to fail too, independently, before the break is truly gone.
But our one cell, so far, has a jammed accelerator and 1 damaged break. It is growing slightly more than it should. And that is genuinely still survivable. Because remember P53, the guardian we met earlier? It is still there. Still checking. Still capable of stopping this. This is where the story turns genuinely dark. Because in the vast majority of human cancers, P53 itself eventually becomes mutated too.
Once the guardian is disabled, cells' damaged DNA stops getting flagged. Errors that should trigger repair or death simply slide through unnoticed.
This is the point of no return for many cancers. Not one mutation, a jammed accelerator, a lost break, and a blinded guardian, all in one cell. But even now, this abnormal cell is still trapped by one final limit. And this next mechanism is genuinely one of the most elegant in all of biology. At the very ends of your chromosomes sit structures called telomeres, protective caps, often compared to the plastic tips on the ends of shoelaces. Every time a normal cell divides, its telomeres shrink slightly. After enough divisions, they become too short, and the cell simply stops dividing for good. This is your body's built-in expiration date for individual cells, a defense against exactly the kind of runaway growth we've been describing.
But some damaged cells reactivate an enzyme called telomerase, which rebuilds those shrinking caps instead of letting them run out.
With telomerase switched back on, the cell essentially disables its own expiration date. It can now divide again and again without limit. This is called replicative immortality, and it is considered one of the defining features of a true cancer cell. Stay with this, because the next part is the reason a tumor becomes genuinely dangerous, rather than just a small abnormal clump.
A growing cluster of these cells quickly runs into a physical problem. Cells need oxygen and nutrients delivered by blood, and they can only survive a short distance from a blood vessel.
So the tumor does something remarkable. It releases signaling proteins, including one called VEGF, essentially a chemical distress call. That signal instructs nearby blood vessels to grow new branches directly toward the tumor, a process called angiogenesis. The tumor is literally building its own private supply line, hijacking your body's own blood vessel growth machinery for its own survival. With its own blood supply secured, the tumor can now grow far larger than it ever could, relying on nearby vessels alone. This is the moment a cancer stops being a local curiosity and starts becoming a genuine threat to the rest of the body. Because that same blood supply gives cancer cells something else, a door out. And this is where the real danger begins. Cancer cells can produce enzymes that break down the structural scaffolding holding tissue together, allowing them to invade neighboring tissue directly. Some of these cells then push through the wall of a nearby blood or lymph vessel and enter general circulation. This step is called intravasation. Circulating cancer cells travel throughout the entire body, and the overwhelming majority of them are actually destroyed along the way by immune cells. But if even a small number survive, exit the bloodstream elsewhere, and successfully establish themselves in a new tissue, that process is called metastasis. This is why metastatic cancer is so much harder to treat than a single contained tumor. The disease is no longer in one place. It is in many. There is one final defense this cell still has to beat, and it may be the most impressive one in this entire story. Your immune system contains cells specifically trained to detect abnormal markers on the surface of damaged or mutated cells and destroy them on sight. For a tumor to survive long-term, it often has to actively disguise itself from this surveillance, sometimes even hijacking immune signals to switch nearby immune cells off. So let's step back and count exactly what had to go wrong. An accelerator jammed, 2 brakes lost, a guardian silenced. An expiration date disabled. Private blood supply built. A path out of the tissue carved open. And an immune system successfully evaded, not once, but continuously. That is not one mistake. That is an extraordinarily unlikely chain of failures, which is exactly why this entire process usually takes years to unfold. And it is exactly why, every single day, your body successfully stops this exact sequence in thousands of cells before it ever gets this far. Understanding this changes something important. Cancer is not a single broken switch. It is a slow accumulation of damage, which means prevention genuinely matters. Protecting your DNA from unnecessary damage through sun protection, avoiding tobacco, and regular screening to catch abnormal cells early are not small choices. They are, quite literally, keeping more of those 5 security doors locked for longer inside every single cell in your body. Follow body protocols. Comment below and I'll send you the full guide.